Hello everybody, my name is Anthony Michael Affer, and welcome back to yet another episode of God's a Secret. Now before we get into the actual episode, if you have not already, be absolutely sure to hit that subscribe button. Not only so we hit that goal of 1 million subscribers within a year, but also so you do not miss a single video. And also, before we get into the actual video, shout out to God for helping me figure out how to swap the starter on my truck. I am a carpenter, not a mechanic, but today the truck would not start, so I had to figure it out. And long story short, it was a starter, swapped it, figured it out myself. Very proud. So shout out to God for helping me do that. But with all of that being said, it is now time to get into the actual video, where I'm going to be discussing a concept that keeps coming up. First, I saw Joel Osteen talking about this. Then I was reading a book the other day, and my favorite author, Peter Kraft, was talking about it. And that concept is each and every human has a hole in our hearts that only God can fill. Now, you might be thinking, Anthony, I don't have a hole in my heart. I'm perfectly happy without God. And if that's you, salute. Good for you. If that's how you feel, then good for you. But if you do feel like there's something missing, if you do feel like you're not truly happy, I'm telling you, we all have a hole in our hearts that only God can fill. And it's funny too, because like I said, this topic just keeps coming up because people always ask me, Anthony, how do you come up with all these topics? How do you come up with a topic to make a video on every day? But here's the thing, it's not even like I had to come up with them. Like I said, like this just keeps coming up. Like I don't have to come up with these ideas. God just gives me these ideas because like I said, first I read online about Joel Osteen talking about this. Then I read in a book I'm currently reading by Peter Kraft where he was discussing this. And then I was on YouTube the other day and I saw Jordan Belfort, aka the Real Wolf of Wall Street, discussing something or telling a story that fit this topic. Yeah, it fit this whole topic perfectly. He was talking about how before he became successful, he always had this hole in his heart. He always felt unsatisfied and unhappy, and he just always told himself, oh, well, it's because I'm not rich and successful. Once I'll be rich and successful, I'll feel good. I'll be completely satisfied. But then he became a multi-millionaire and still felt unsatisfied and turned to drugs to try to fill that void. But what he should have turned to is God, because only God is big enough to fill that hole in all of our hearts. So with all that being said, again, if you already feel 100% satisfied somehow without a relationship with God, salute. Good for you. I wish you nothing but the best and glad that you are happy. But if you do feel a bit dissatisfied, if you do feel like you have a lack of happiness, if you do feel like there's something missing, I'm telling you, the thing that will quench your thirst, the thing that will truly fill your heart with happiness is building and strengthening your relationship with God. And here's the thing. Really, the only way for you to truly know what I'm talking about or truly understand how great it is to have a relationship with God or how great it feels is for you to really experience it for yourself. But I guess the best way I could describe it, the best way that I could describe why God will fill that hole in your heart is because before I had a relationship with God, life seemed so random. It seemed so chaotic. Like I always had a pretty positive outlook on life, but at the same time though, just because life is the way it is, so often it'd be very stressful and upsetting when random bad things would happen. Now that I have a relationship with God, I realize life isn't random. And now when bad things happen, I always realize that they're really good things that just in time will reveal themselves to be good. But back before I had that relationship with God, again, all of those random events were just so stressful. But once you have that relationship with God, it's so comforting. Because again, whenever something bad happens, you know that it's not really bad. You know it's good. And that's really the best way that I can describe why a relationship with God is just so fulfilling. So with all that being said, again, if you feel a little dissatisfied, if you feel like you have a hole in your heart, which we all as humans do, let God fill it. Because I'm telling you, once God fills that hole in your heart, you're going to feel so much better. And with all of that being said, thank you for watching. I love you all. God bless.